Today is a very big day, not only for our Ocean View Hills neighborhood, Otay Mesa community, but the entire city of San Diego. Today we break ground on Cesar Solis Community Park and celebrate two big firsts. This is the first new park that will be built in the South Bay in years. And it's the first park in the city of San Diego to be named after a Filipino-American. Back in January, we pledged to break ground or make significant improvements in 50 parks over the next 5 years. And I am proud to say that we are well on our way. As we continue to make these improvements to every part of San Diego, it is very exciting to be here today with all of you to have this park named after an outstanding San Diegan, Cesar Solis. Cesar, of course, is a neighborhood son, but it is his commitment to our entire city that shows the next generation of San Diegans the type of selflessness that moves our city forward. He grew up here in South Bay and, as you know, dedicated his life to serving his community. He joined the San Diego Police Department in 1982, was awarded the department's Meritorious Service Award and the American Legion Medal of Valor. He worked his way up to become our assistant police chief and retired in 2014 as the highest-ranking Filipino-American in department history. He left his mark on our San Diego community, which is why we are proud to have his name on this community park. And there is no better way, I think, than to show our appreciation to Cesar's commitment to San Diego than naming what will become a premier community gathering spot in his honor. This will be a safe place for friends to gather, families to celebrate special occasions, and kids from our elementary and middle school on either side of us to come and play. This park is going to have many great features, including a multi-purpose athletic field that will be lit for evening games, open to recreation areas and walking paths for people to enjoy the scenery, service building with restrooms and a snack bar, picnic areas with shade structures, playgrounds, a skate park, and of course parking, so everybody can come and enjoy all of this. This park is one San Diego in action. And ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to stop, all of us, until every resident in our neighborhoods has access to quality neighborhood services, roads, and parks. And Otay Mesa is the latest community where we're breaking ground on our next generation of parks, which is so important to all of us. To get here, to be where we are this morning, this afternoon, it really took a team effort. I want to thank Councilmember David Alvarez, who I'm going to introduce in a second, for his support and his leadership. Councilmember. I want to thank our Chief of Police, Shelley Zimmerman, for joining us today. Chief, thank you for all you're doing. I also want to thank Dr. Julio Fonseca, who's our superintendent of the San Ysidro School District. Doctor, thank you. And I also want to acknowledge all of our community members who have advocated for this project, and I do mean advocated, particularly Luciana Corrales, the Ocean View Recreation Rec Chair. Luciana, thank you. And thank you to all of our neighbors here today. I also want to thank our city team, who understood how important this park was going to be, as I said, not just for this community, but for the entire city. And I'll read them off, and you can applaud at the end because there's a few names. I want to thank James Nagelvort of our Public Works staff, Herman Parker and the entire Park and Recreation team, Project Manager Barry Keller, Mark Nasser, Samir Mulmagi, Tony Perez, Zina Rumani, and the entire engineering team, and our construction management and field services staff, Louis Shar and Myrna Dayton, and everyone at 3D Enterprises and Schmid Design. Let's give all of them a hand for everything that they've done. And last but certainly not least, I want to thank Chief Solis for his continued dedication to our community. I know all of us here are looking forward to seeing this park being built, but it's more than the physical things like the fields and the playgrounds or the skate parks. What I'm looking forward to most is the lasting memories that are going to be created by the families that will come and use this. the smiles on the kids' faces. That's what this is all about. Every child and every family deserves to have a quality park in their neighborhood. And today, we are one step closer to having a beautiful park right here in beautiful Ocean View Hills. So I want to thank everybody for, as I said, for your support, for your commitment. Today is a very special day. We can't wait till we're all back here when we actually get to open the park. But today we celebrate breaking ground. Today we celebrate coming together as a community. And it's my pleasure to introduce our city council member who's been a tireless advocate for our community, Council Member David Alvarez. David?
Thank you, Mayor Faulkner, and thank you to all the guests that are here, distinguished guests that are here. And I really want to say this is a great, great day for my community here. I want to give a special thank you to the community of Otay Mesa and Ocean View Hills. All of you, thank you. Give yourself a round of applause because we would not be here without you. I also want to acknowledge a couple other individuals, Nadia Aviles from Ocean View Hills, Ocean View Hills School, and Connie Rodriguez from Vista Del Mar, principals there. This is going to be about not just about the park that's here, but the two schools that are here and the families that are here will all get to enjoy this wonderful, wonderful facility. I also want to take this moment to thank the Filipino community who, when unfortunately no longer on my staff, but my fabulous staff member, Geraldine Gacao, who's here. Geraldine, say hello. Where did she go? Oh, she's in the back. You know, got the Filipino community, there's so much heritage and so much culture in South San Diego, and certainly represented greatly with Chief Solis, who I'll talk about in a minute. But I want to thank all of you for being with us as we go through this. Building a park here in Ocean View Hills is really been a priority of mine since I was walking door to door in all these neighborhoods. People made it very, very clear to me that it had been 10, 15 years since they moved into their houses here with the expectation that a park would be built here, and it had not happened. And so it did become a priority of mine when I got elected, and a little over 2 years ago, we really started to move forward significantly with the help of many of you here from the Ocean View Hills Rec Council, neighbors, the PTAs, the community who became involved and really fought for this to become a reality. And I know we would not be here today if it wasn't for all of you and all the work that you do. So I want to thank all of you. I'm really proud of the widespread support that we were able to get to bring attention to the importance of this park. We were successful because of the hard work of many of you here. And like the mayor said, this is the first park that is opening in the South Bay community in my memory, at least 20, 25 years. That is significant because we know that this part of San Diego is park deficient. We do not have enough park space for the people that live here. And this is going to help and make sure that the community in this area does have the park space that they so rightly deserve. Not to mention, and I'm sure you all saw it as we were coming in, a lot more homes being built, which is good. More families will have an opportunity to stay and live in San Diego, but that also means that they will now have a park that they can enjoy and for their kids to enjoy. So I want to thank all the residents, the Ocean View Hills Parks Advocacy Committee, the Ocean View Hills Recreation Council, and the Park and Rec Board here, COPAO, Operation Samahan, and the leaders of the San Diego Filipino community for making this day possible. Now, I want to move on to who we're going to be honoring with this park, and that is Chief Cesar Solis. Many of us who are San Diegans, who are from this part of San Diego, got to know Chief Solis, through interactions in the community. And I think it's appropriate to reflect in this time where we are with community and police, the significant strides that Chief Solis went to ensure that the community and the police were always working hand in hand, as we are today under the leadership of our chief now, of Chief Zimmerman. But back in the days when perhaps it wasn't as exciting, or maybe people didn't know about it or didn't talk about it, we in the community, and I know because I was out there organizing in the community before I was in the role that I have today, saw Chief Solis out there making sure that we were part of the community was part of the decisions and what happened with the police department. We had those great relationships because of the work that he led. And so it was so appropriate, given his history, his story, and his success, that a park in his own backyard being named after him so that future generations of children, my children, many of your children that are growing up in South Bay, can come to this park and see the name and think about what a great man Cesar Solis was and how much he meant, not just for the South Bay community, but for all of San Diego. So it is my great, great pleasure, and I will forever be thankful to Chief Solis for accepting this honor in his name. And it is my honor now to introduce him, and I ask you to please join me in welcoming him, Chief Cesar Solis. Move this out of your way.
Wow, thank you. What a wonderful day for this great community of Ocean View Hills. I'm just so honored to be proud to be here with you today. I think most of you know, I grew up here. In fact, just a few blocks north of this street, Del Sol Boulevard, a little to the west, and I've got wonderful memories of participating in Little League, Lucky Waller Park, and working with a great staff from Park and Rec. I was kept busy, probably what kept me out of trouble year-round and during the summers. First, I want to start by thanking Mayor Kevin Faulkner and his very dedicated staff who worked very hard and worked with Public Works, Park and Rec, District 8, and of course the community leaders from Ocean View Hills. They made it happen, and it was his final approval, his signature, is why we're all here today. Thank you, Mayor, for that. And Councilman David Alvarez. Oh my gosh, what a man. He worked so hard on this project. He worked so long. And about 2.5 years ago, he approached me and he honored my family by being a part of this great project. And he was kind enough to share with me some of the challenges he had over the years in getting this done. He even described his strategic plan and some of the strategies he had to accomplish with a tight deadline. But what I came away with in that initial conversation was Councilman Alvarez was always positive. He was always confident. He never gave up. And I was looking at some of the challenges, and having testified at City Hall, I knew just how tough it was going to be. But after I met with him, I knew he was going to make it happen because he's that kind of a leader. And whether you're a resident in the South Bay and the surrounding communities of Otay Mesa, or your resident surrounding communities up north surrounding Barrio Logan, please know you are very well served. You've got a great councilman representing you, and it was an honor for me to work with him and his very hardworking staff. Big congratulations to Ocean View Hills. You guys worked just as hard as the staff did. Yeah, please give your guys another round of applause because you deserve it. There are too many people. There are too many people to mention, too many groups, but I want to mention a few. Ocean View Hills Recreation Council, Lucia, your husband, your kids, great Park and Rec representative in the entire city, Mary Jo. You guys did an amazing job. Ocean View Hills Park Advocacy Committee, thank you for the hard work. Members of the San Ysidro School Board and the bordering schools, surrounding schools, the principals, teachers, and students that participated, that joined in this effort from Vista Del Mar, Ocean View Hills, and San Ysidro High School. Thank you for your effort. But you know, one of the things that the great staff from District 8 did, that not only engaging in the local community here in Ocean View Hills, but they went citywide. They engaged community support from the Asian Pacific Islander community, and especially the Filipino-American community. When the community leaders from those groups found out that there were residents that lived here, and they found out that Ocean View Hills needed some support in getting this park developed, they showed up right away. And they came out in great numbers. They showed up at city council, they showed up at community meetings, and they helped make that final push that Councilman Alvarez was doing with this community, and that's what got it, and really that's what got it done. And I have to mention, I have some family members here, the Ricasa family. I'd mention them, but I'd mention all of them, but there's so many of them. Their parents, they had so many kids. I don't know how they did it, but you know, when they heard about this park and they heard about Ocean View Hills, they came out in support and they mobilized the community. They came in and they brought numbers, and thank you, Ricasa family, not just for today, but you know how much you've supported me throughout the years in my job on the police department. I can never repay you for that. One last thing. City council members that are not here, I hope this gets back to them. I want to thank them all because they not only voted unanimously for this project, they said some very kind words about the efforts of the community and the residents here. And even though they're not here, they deserve our appreciation also. I'm lucky to have friends from the San Diego Police Department, most of them active, some of them that are retired. Their presence here, being partners with me throughout the years, means everything. And if I could ask Chief Shelley Zimmerman and Captain Rudy Tai, your commanding officer for this great neighborhood, if they could pass a message to the men and women working for the police department, please let them know that after I retired, not a day has gone by that I didn't think about them, never forgot about them, especially now. They do such an outstanding job under some very, very difficult circumstances. And if you could tell them to, once again, just please be safe, that would mean a lot to me. My family's here, my lovely wife, Doris. We celebrated a very special anniversary a few weeks ago, and I have to say, any wife that puts up with a husband, especially like me, for 30 years and stands with him deserves to be acknowledged and deserves to be praised. So thank you. We were blessed with two children, Kristen and Eric. They're both grown. They were able to make it here today. And next to marrying their mom, without question, the two greatest accomplishments in my personal and professional life. Your dad is very proud of you. Thank you. And let me close just by saying again, thank you to Ocean View Hills. You were kind enough to invite a former neighbor. You invited me and my family with open arms, and you honored us by having us be a part of your neighborhood park, a part of this legacy that will benefit the families, current generations and future generations for years to come. Words can't describe how grateful I am. So let me just say, from my family, bottom of our hearts, thank you very much. And to Mayor Kevin Faulkner, Councilman David Alvarez, please know it was your leadership, your commitment to neighborhoods that made this very special day possible. Thank you very much.
Hold on, Chief. Great job, my friend. Very well done. Very well done. Thank you. Thank you, Chief. Chief, thank you so much for those great words. And I see why this is such a special day for such a special man. Next up, we have a couple of other speakers here to help us celebrate this morning. I'd like to invite up to the microphone Luciana Corrales, who's our Ocean View Hills Recreation Council Chair. Luciana, come on up. Say a few words.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. It is an honor for me as a parent to represent our parents, our students, and community members in this great day that we have here in San Diego. Beautiful weather. We have the best weather probably on earth, and we don't have these open spaces to enjoy ourselves and our kids to grow in a safe place and have very active life. But now with the promise that was lived up to by our Mayor Faulkner and our council member David Alvarez and everyone from council, we get to enjoy now this dream that was part of the community for many generations now. I would like to address some of our key points that I would like to comment, and at this time, es un gran día para iniciar la construcción de este parque nombrado por Cesar Solis. No hay mejor manera de enseñar nuestro aprecio a Cesar Solis y su dedicación a San Diego que nombra este parque en su honor. Gracias. Es la manera más especial para decirles a todos ustedes que no tenemos que rendirnos, tenemos que continuar. It's the best meaningful way to remind ourselves in the community to not give up. We see a great example from Cesar Solis here, professional, his family, and it's just an honor to have someone from our community be named to receive this park that's going to be here for our community and for many generations to come. I really appreciate all the hard work for the parents that have been giving their time, volunteering their time before I came into Ocean View Hills Council. And I would like to mention Felipe Nuño, Julie Arias. They're not here, but they should be here also, because by those parents, I am here, because they taught me how to be able to speak up for our community and our needs. And I'm so thankful for Councilmember Alvarez, because he has always answered the phone call. He has always answered a text. He has always opened the door in his office, representing our community, hearing our voice. At this point, let me just go back here. Like I mentioned, I've been a resident for Ocean View Hills for a couple of years, and it's just been a great pleasure to have this park in honor of our children and our community. Our seniors are going to be able to enjoy time. So I hope I don't forget anybody, but just thank you to all the community. Thank you to the principals, to the teachers, to everybody that are here to serve our students, and to our administration in school. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Very well done. Very well done. Great job. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Next up is Mark Nasser, who is our Public Works Department Deputy Director, and then we'll have Herman Parker after him. Mark, come on up, Mark. Thank you, Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, Mayor Faulkner. Good morning, all. First off, I'm very honored to be here with you to recognize the contribution of Chief Cesar Solis. We're very excited to be here with you, especially on a day like this. Just looking at the sheer size of this ground, we're reminded of how sizable and meaningful this project is. We in Public Works are very honored to be part of the team that delivers this project to the community, and I want to take this moment to just recognize the leadership of Mayor Faulkner and Councilmember Alvarez, and the partnership of the Park and Recreation Department, the Planning Department, and the staff of the Public Works Department. This larger team is definitely excited about being part in bringing all these rich amenities to you. And I also want to recognize the creative design of Schmidt Landscape Architecture Group, and also the construction contractor 3D Enterprise, who you see is hard at work now, and very diligently working to make sure that they deliver the park to you in a little over a year. I'll look forward to seeing you at that time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark. Okay, and next up we're going to have our last speaker before we make this official and actually put the shovels in the ground. Is Herman Parker, who's our Park and Recreation Department Director. Herman?
Well, thank you, Mr. Mayor. And on behalf of the City of San Diego Park and Recreation Department, it's indeed an honor for us to be here and be part of this day and celebrate the groundbreaking here in the Ocean View Hills community. You know, as a park and recreation profession, it does your heart good to see these new open spaces, these new wonderful parks being created, and indeed it's exciting to do that. The city is committed to providing access to high-quality park and recreation facilities and services throughout the community, and once again, this 15-acre park site is going to add a wonderful amenity to the Ocean View Hills community, and we're indeed glad to be here. Our parks really provide the fabric of our communities. They provide those wonderful spaces for public gatherings, for socializing, for recreation, play, and fitness, for bringing families together, for family reunions, learning sport and sportsmanship, and we're truly honored to be part of this. So I just want to close by saying some special thank yous, starting with Mayor Faulkner and his office for their unwavering commitment to parks and recreation. Also want to thank Councilmember Alvarez and his staff and office for their push on this project to bring it to fruition. We really appreciate them and all of their support. I want to thank the community here, Ocean View Hills and the Recreation Council. I know you have worked with staff and the city to bring this park to fruition. And I want to thank our park and recreation staff, our planning staff, our public works staff. This was a team effort, and we collaborate to bring these parks forward and introduce them to the community. So thank you to all of you involved. This is going to be a great day when we cut the ribbon on this park site, and I look forward to seeing you there.
Thank you, Herbert. Okay. Count to three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Woo! All right. It's official. Congratulations. Hard job. Very, very good job.